Hello, my name is Jacob, and I'm a Norse Pagan, and today I want to talk about something that isn't going to be very popular. And I know that because the title of this video, I don't even know what it's going to be at the time of recording. I just know I want to share this with you. I found recently a rare PDF. I mean, it wasn't too hard to find online, but I feel like most people don't know about it. It's called Hrafnagaldr, and it's a poem that was written supposedly in the 17th century, maybe the 15th century, and maybe the 14th century. And it's a poem about the gods. And there's a lot of mystery around it, and it hasn't been included in any written works for a very long time. So I'm going to leave a link down below so you can check it out yourself. But I'm going to do like a dramatic reading for you here in the beautiful snowy hills of Kentucky, so that you have it right here. And then, of course, I'm going to discuss it afterwards because I think it's a really exciting and amazing read. And again, I really want to emphasize that I know this video will not be popular. And this is the kind of stuff that I wish Norse pagans talked more about. We need to talk about the cool writings that exist, talk about those cool little tidbits of information that seem to get washed under the rug for the Vikings TV show and things like that. This is the content I want people to check out. So with that in mind, I really want to share this with you. I hope you're as excited as I am. Please download that PDF that I found, print it out, read it, digest it, join me in the conversation about it, because this is the stuff that I am so excited for, and this is why I became a Norse pagan.
Allfather exerts power. Elves understand. Vanir know. Norns show. Evithia strives. Humans bear. Giants endure. Valkyries are distressed. But the Aesir divine the whole plan. The unpredictable ones cause muddle with the gods' runes. Otherir had to look after Urður. He could not protect her from the greater part of the plan. Therefore his courage fails. He looks for the others. The dwarves suspect harm if he delays. Thrain's thought is filled with a weighty dream. Dane's thought with a deceitful dream. That's enough of the dwarves. Worlds dwindle away. They sink down to the darkness of Ginnungr. Alsvithur often fells from above, and often gathers up the fallen again. Neither earth nor sun stand forever. Air with its poison does not cease to flow in a stream. The wise being hides itself in Mimir's renowned spring. Do you understand yet, or what? The enduring goddess, descended from dwarves, sunk down from the ash Yggdrasil, stays in the valleys. The elder ones of the children of Ivaldr called the youngest Idun. Held beneath the hard tree's branch, she was unhappy with her coming down. Accustomed to pleasant lodging at home, she was at least of all pleased at Norvi's son's dwelling. The victory gods see the ladies grieve by the horse's sanctuary. They gave her a wolf's hide. She let herself be clothed in it, changed her nature, played with mischief, and changed her shape. Ithir chose Bifrost his guardian to ask the doorposts of the son of Giol whether she knew anything at all about the world. Bragi and Loftur were filled with apprehension. Rognir and the gods chanted spells, rode on magic poles to the dwelling place of the world. Odin listens in Hiladskjalf. He says the route was a long journey. The wise one asked the server of drinks about the gods' ancestry and their own paths, and if she knew heavens, hells, and the world's date of death, life, and end. She spoke her mind. She did not grant the greedy one's words. She did not chat about merrymaking. Tears dripped from her skull shields. They make the energy cloaks red again. In the same way, there comes from the east, out of Elivagar, a thorn from the rime-cold giant's cornfield, in which Dane pricks all people every night over all Midgard. Then deeds become sluggish, hands fall idle. Stupor hovers over the white god's sword. Insensibility flows in the troll wife's wind. These things come in waves, the whole perishes. Just so seemed Yoren to the gods to be affected, swollen with sorrows, when they could not get a reply. They sought the more in the way they were faced with refusal. A lot of talking, however, helped much less. The originator of the questioning, the keeper of Heron's Gjallarhorn, went on his way. He took up his companion, Nal's kinsman. Grimnir's poet looked after the woman. Vidar's men, both conveyed by Fornjotur's kinsman, reach Vingolf. They go in there, greet the Aesir straight away at Ygir's merry drinking feast. They wished Hangatyr, the most fortunate of gods, happiness as he ruled over the high seat of ale. They wished the gods good luck as they sat at the feast, forever to enjoy the pleasures with Yngjunger. The gods' host, seated in accordance with Bolverkir's orders, were replete with Seirimnir. Skogul meted with Hinikir's vat, with mead onto trays and toast horns. The high gods asked Heimdallr, the holy ones asked Loki many things over the meal on mid-afternoon until it grew dark, about whether the woman had imparted any prophecy or wise saying. They said their fruitless errand had turned out badly, too little glorious. It would be hard to engineer it so that an answer would be got from the lady. Omni replies, they all listened. Night shall be used for new counsel. Let them ponder until morning, whoever labors to propose plans to the glory of the gods. The mother of Rind ran with long strides. She and the scarcely tired father of Fenrir left the feast. The deity said farewell to Hraptur and Frigg, who went with Hrimfaxi. The Linger's son drove forward his steed, adorned with precious jewels. The horse's mane shines from across the world of men. His charger drew Dvalin's plaything in a chariot. Troll wives and giants, corpses, dwarves and dark elves went to bed further north on the edge of the mighty earth, under the outermost root of the foremost tree. The gods rose up. Alfrathul rose. Neola went north to Niflheimer. Early Ulfrun's son, ruler of Himinbjorg, began the sound of the horn with Gjol.
All right, let's talk about Odin's Hrafnagaldr here. I hope that got you excited too. I mean, I was reading this. I actually found it during my Heimdall research is actually where I found this because it mentions Heimdall a couple of times. And so, I mean, it's not enough that I ever brought up in the video itself. But again, when I found this and I was reading through it, I'm like, why is no one ever talking about this? Why have I never seen someone mention this? And there is a reason for it. The first time this appeared, I wrote down this name because I wasn't going to remember it, was Sophus Buggi. Wrote it in 1867 in his version of the Poetic Edda. Now, he acknowledged that he believed it was from a much later time than that of the Codex Regius. It said that he believes it was written in the 17th century. Since then, a few scholars have come forward. I think most notably in 2002, someone actually came forward and suggested that it was written in the 14th century. However, the evidence that I saw that I think I put the most weight behind is that someone believes it was written in around 1643 after the rediscovery of the Codex Regius. I think that makes the most sense. And the argument that this was written much later, and I can see it myself just from reading the prose and poetic Edda so much, is that this is written in a much more modern 1600 literary style rather than the old saga writing of the 10th to the 13th century. And so, but that also makes it really good. I mean, it's really good. I love it. I hope you loved it just as much as me.
Hello, everyone. It's voiceover Jacob here. I was reading the voiceover, and I just wanted to take a moment and just really point out again, like I'm over here just losing my mind how good this poem is. It's so good. I mean, right here, she did not chat about merrymaking. Tears drip from her skull shields. I mean, what a fucking thing to call the eyes. I mean, seriously, that's so awesome. And then even like earlier, like when it refers to like Odin as Rognir and the gods chanted spells, rode on magic poles to the dwelling place of the world. That's so cool. Okay, back to the video.
Does the fact that this was written much later make it not a very interesting poem? No, because it talks about subject matter that we know is real. I mean, really, this talks about the eves of Ragnarok, all the gods and all the beings feeling like it's coming. Talking about the moment, because it ends right with Gjallarhorn blasting. That's very poetic and very beautiful at the same time. The imagery that this creates is just simply amazing. And the thing that I really appreciate about this is it every single time it mentions Odin, it uses a different kinning for him, a different name. And it does this for nearly every single deity mentioned. And in the screenshots I was posting up for you, I mean, you could see every time, like, you know, it was basically like, oh, this is mentioning Odin, this is mentioning Frigg, this is mentioning Loki. So there's a lot of different ways to refer to the gods. And I think this is very important for spiritual practice, because I think this is one of the ways we connect to the gods, is we actually sit down, we come up with the different variations of their names and call them by it. I mean, what was like one of them for Heimdall that was just really good? Oh yeah, Herjan's Gjallarhorn for Heimdall. Like, that's just really cool. And so I think if you're looking for a deeper way to connect to deities, read this and look for inspiration from it. We sadly don't know who the author of this was. And yes, most likely they wrote it after the Viking Age, after the Bronze Age, but that doesn't make this not a love letter to that style of writing and to that idea. And I really want to know the story behind this. I want to know when this guy sat down and thought, I'm going to write this poem in the style of the Codex Regius, which was just discovered. I mean, there had to be something there to put so much love and work and beauty into this document. So yes, while this isn't a historical work in the sense of the prehistory, the pagan era, but neither was Snorri's writing, neither was the Codex Regius. This was just simply written 300 years after. And again, I think it's a really good work, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed my reading of it and enjoyed these beautiful views of Kentucky. Please put down below what you think of this writing. Do you think it's something that we should still hold? I think it's something that needs more attention, which is why this video exists. Again, I know this video will probably go nowhere, but to the few hundred, few thousand that listen to this video, thank you so very much, and I hope you have found it just as inspiring as I did. But yeah, until the hall, go read Hrafnagaldr Odin, because it's amazing. And Skål.